side, not to the front, to have to pull it. So for my first shot, I am going to use a 2.5 kilogram weight with a 50 gram ball.
Gocko.
Alright, now this should shoot somewhere around that area. But 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Awesome.
Now, if that was at regionals, that would have been hitting the target. So if you get it in, you get a bonus point of 20 points. But if you hit the target, it's 15 points.
What if it goes over?
Goes over, that's called deduction.
Oh.
You gotta know where it's gonna hit.
You don't get for extra yardage?
So you get 4 shots at the competition, 2 for heavy, 2 for light. So now I will shoot this again to see how far I'm gonna shoot again. So see if this works consistently, and to see if I hit the target again.
You get 4
shots.
4 shots, yeah.
You get 2 with the heavyweight.
4 shots for each weight?
Yeah.
And you can only do heavyweight with heavy projectile and heavy and lightweight with light projectile. There's no heavyweight and light projectile. It probably would work really well. We don't allow that.
That's the way it's supposed to be. When they put the box on the target, it's always in the center. The center of the target is on the meter. So
3,
he would have gone in.
2, 1.
5 in the hole.
Oh. Interference, redo.
Do you have to make the
Ball
too?
Huh?
You have to make the
We made the ball because we wanted a certain weight.
Okay.
We usually use, what do you call those things, like hacky
Units?
sacks.
Yeah, and so like for point scoring, you have something called a launch score, which if your projectile hits the roof, that is counted as a 0 launch score. If it hits the wall, 0. If it just lands in a target, they'll just count up your launch score regularly, like regular distance minus how far you actually shot. And you have to tell them when you're going to shoot. And if you don't, and you just pull the string, that's called a misfire, and that's going to deduct your points. So for this one, I'm going to shoot a 30. And I can't use this weight since this is a heavy weight. I can only use a lightweight. So this, I will put it at 7 meters. And 3, 2, 1. Roof shot.
Try it again.
You guys practicing it?
Well, I mean, normally we don't. Normally we be in the gym.
What?
Normally we actually be in the gym. And we'll, sorry, but we actually put down tape on the floor and peel it off.
That's all right.
Yeah,
We don't mind, William, because you actually clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
We don't see it.
That's good.
William, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's the most important thing that you learned from the whole process?
The whole
About
process?
science, not just about...
That you never know what works until you try, and that it's always trying again.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, this is like my second trebuchet that I made this year so far. Because, like, my first trebuchet I took to invitationals, actually, believe it or not, shot only 1 meter. I'm serious about this. The first one shot only 1 meter. Then we made this one, and this one shot like 8 meters on the first time. That was when it was on the... So, like, you see I have, like, 3 different places where I can put this metal rod. So it shot 8 meters when the metal rod was in the center. So now that we put it in the front, it actually shoots 10. Which is definitely a big improvement from my old one.
You get more points the further you can shoot. So if you
And if it hits the target, 0.15. Yeah, if it hits the target 0.15 times the distance and shot, if it goes in, 0.20 times your shot, times how far.
So you get to dictate where you're going to put the ball?
Yep.
You tell them, but then you can't change it.
Yeah.
Whatever for the lightweight,
All right.
you choose a shot, a place.
3, 2, 1.
I know.
Yeah.
Get it.
Ah!
competition with your graphs all done.
Yes, you have to come there with everything all done. Like, I can't go there and just build this. I mean, there is an event called Awesome Aquifers where you're actually supposed to do that. Just bring supplies and put it together there. But like for all building events, there's like Mission Impossible, Bottle Rocket.
Now, William, how long does it take you to build that?
Build this. If you can have if you can have 2 people working on it and one of them can actually use the bandsaw, then I could take you about like an hour, 2 hours.
Okay.
If you also cut the wood properly, because if you can see that the wood, the side panels here are red. Those were colored red by a friend.
Now, are there rules to how you have to build it, or can you build it however you want?
There are some building rules, such as that you can't like add weight. Like you can see these little weights duct tape onto this arm, but those don't violate the rules because if I take off this counterweight right now and I hold this, it doesn't shoot. So that's fine. If I put this on right now, then it just fly, which we don't want to happen.
What grade are you in, William?
6.
Have you come up with any practical ideas on how to use this in everyday life?
Yeah. I mean, like, once I was testing in the gym, and, like, one of the baseball players was like, hey, coach, here's a new pitching machine. And then the Sinners asked me, can you build another one so I can use to play fetch with my dog?
Yeah. Put food in there. Go to like your building system.
All right. This time I will try this with a 20, and I will put it at 6 meters.
They got one.
Oh, that's eat before.
Yeah, they got one.
All right. So 3, 2, 1.
It was slime. It said slime.
That's from 1952, that metal.
Wait, am I doing this?
Yeah. You've been hitting that.
Yeah.
So if in the open area, or
In the gym, it'll be
well,
perfect.
yeah.
Of course it will.
William, thank you. I'm moving right
Okay.
Very impressive.
Thanks. Good job.
I yell at him every day because he plays my phone and he tries to buy stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yo, did you name it?
Not
Show him
yet.
in the cat. You gotta give that thing a name.
Yo.
You gotta name it like,
Other one here?
No, about yours.
Yeah, I mean, mine, I never named it.
Think about it.
This is like
Think about
my
it.
name, and my partner's name is also on here.
Think about it.
combine your names together. Who's your partner?
Grant Hanchar.
Okay.
When we started building it, we did it, but then he didn't get on to 18, but I did.
Oh.
So he couldn't compete with me. And it's colored red on some side, so there's Storm the Castle, and then Accidental Tepanzi Middle School.
Right? You should come up with a name for it.
Right.
Right? Like the,
I don't know, there are different designs in it. Like this is a floating arm. Which basically means that like the arm, it doesn't go like this.
Okay.
It simply drops and goes.
Ah.
Yeah,
This
the
would be
floating
same
arms
idea
in
as
there.
mine.
That's a regular trebuchet. Yep.
So we should give more credit to the Mrs. Big. Yeah, although he's doing his presentation for Challenge Lab, it's only about their PowerPoint. But for the building this, that's here, right? It's more that's here's project. I'm a little bit confused.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Because there's no fish weight.